Let's break it down with Hand of the Week.
All right, here we are with another Hand of the Week with Patrick. Patrick, how you doing?
Joe, I am good, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, before we start, did you look at the Hand of the Week last week? What did you think of those graphics? Did you like that?
I got to tell you, I thought I had a big head, and to fit in there, I love the graphics. I'm glad you can fit my head in there. So this is circa going back to like baseball when I was back as a teenager, and I had the biggest head of everyone trying to fit and fitted hats. So I'm glad I could fit my big, beautiful dome. You could fit it in there. So I loved it. I hope everyone else did because that is awesome. Another thing, I got to bring this up. So I don't know. I mean, obviously, as a novice, I look at different things on the internet and everything, but have you a couple of things? One, I've got the bad beat of the week, and I don't know if you happen to see this or not, but it was in the World Series of Poker, and I don't know what specific tournament it was, but there was a guy. This has got to be one of the worst. Worst calls and worst bad beats ever. He flops quads, jacks, but the flop came out 9 of hearts, jack of clubs. I'm literally looking at it right now. And he flops quads. I'm assuming he goes all in or got pushed all in. But the other guy had 10 of hearts, 10 of clubs. So he's got 2 pair of 10s and jacks. And for some stupid reason calls. But then to run it out, he goes queen of hearts, 8 of hearts for a straight flush to kick the other guy out all in for quads. Bad.
Oh my God.
I might pull a Scott Van Pelt on the Ante Up show and come up and find these bad beats of the week because that one.
Yeah, that's bad. So the flop was jack of hearts, jack of clubs. What was the other one?
9 of hearts. So the other guy literally had he's got 2 10s, 2 jacks. He's got 9, 10 jack of hearts. He literally only has one card of an ultimately what it turns into a straight flush, and he for some reason calls.
Wow.
Ooh. I mean, that's when you kind of go into a corner and cry.
Yeah. Well, and that's a problem with. I say problem. That's one of the big things that you have to get through with these giant fields, right? Whenever you have these giant fields, you have to fade a lot of bad calls like that. I mean, that one's extreme, obviously, but when there are bad calls like that, then I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just gotta fade those in order to win the big money. But then that money up at top is it's good money. So
yeah, that was like that other one that you and I were mentioning. It was like I want to say it was like 20. It was 20 plus thousand, like 23,000 entries. And I don't know how many unique players. It was like around 10,000. But the first place for a $300 buy-in, original $300 buy-in, was $500,000. But I mean, I don't know how long that tournament lasts. I mean, how long it ended up lasting or whatever. But talk about fading some things. I mean, you got to be in the right place at the right time. You could play a perfect tournament and still be in a bad place at the bad time and catch something crazy and not make it in. I'm assuming.
Absolutely, yeah, and that tournament goes on for multiple day ones, and then you've got day 2 and day 3 at least. I don't remember how many days it ended up being, but there's those fields are ginormous, and then to have something like that happen, that's rough.
That would be a bad one.
We're not playing a tournament this week. We've got some cash. We're going to play 1-3.
Okay.
We're 8-handed, and our stack is the effective stack with 500.
Okay.
So we're going to just jump in with the under the gun and middle position both limp for $3.
Okay.
We're in the low jack with the ace of hearts, king of clubs.
Ace of hearts, king of clubs in the low jack position. All right.
So what are you going to do with 2 limpers before you?
Well, ace, king, I'm going to push a little bit. I'm probably going to go.
Wait, are we going to have 2 weeks in a row where you raised pre-flop?
Yes, I am. And let me tell you,
Woo!
I don't know what it is. It's finally getting to me a little bit. Maybe maybe we were learning this thing, as we go through
Yeah.
teachable moments. Yeah, I mean, Ace King against Limp to me, I can kind of steal back a little bit of I guess, how I'm gonna run things. So 1-3. I'm gonna go with 9. I'm gonna do a 9
Okay.
bet. Is that
All
too
right.
much?
So here's the thing. We've got you to where you're raising now. That's good. We've got to work on your bet sizing a little bit because that's not really enough. You've got
Okay.
two you've got two limpers, so you're really just going 3 times the big blind, right? But
Yeah.
you've got two limpers, so I would say you want to go at least 15. I would probably go a little bit more than that, like 18.
Okay.
And you know what? I didn't even say who sent this in. I'm sorry. That's awful of me.
We just got going. We just got right into this one. Who did send this?
I know. Yeah. So this hand of the week is sent in by Roger Forrest. Sorry, Roger. I'm sorry I didn't mention that ahead of time, but sent in by Roger Forrest, and Roger raised to 20. So he went a little bit above what I even said, but I think that's a fine raise there.
Okay.
The button calls.
Okay.
Under the gun calls, but the middle position folds. So we've got 3 to a flop.
Okay.
So we've got 63 in the pot.
Yep.
The flop comes the ace of clubs, 8 of spades, 4 of diamonds.
All right. Ace of clubs, 8 of spades, 4 of diamonds.
Yep. So pretty much a rainbow flop. You've got top pair, top kicker, under the gun checks, and it's up to you.
Yeah, we're pushing this again. So working on sizing. So original bet was 20 from Roger. Pot, you said it was 63, right? If I'm doing the math right.
Yeah.
So I flop top pair with it like that. I'm probably pushing at least half the pots, if not more. But I'm probably gonna go. I'm gonna go over that. I'm gonna go call it 33, probably.
33.
Yeah.
33. Okay.
33.
I can see that. I probably would have been right around half pot, so you went a little bit above that, which is good. And Roger bets 20.
Okay. His original bet.
So he went, which ends up being what, third pot,
third
right?
of the pot, yep.
The button calls, under the gun calls. Okay. So we're right where we started, right? And now we've got about 123.
So we got 123.
And the turn is the 9 of hearts. Under the gun checks again. Now what?
Under the gun sounds like the original Patrick Guzzi that started doing this. check. All right, so 9 of hearts comes out, so we've got ace of clubs, 8 of spades, 4 of diamonds, 9 of hearts. Still nothing out there that scares me. Still got top pair. I mean, pot's gotten decently big. We've gone 20, 40. I'm probably pushing again close to half the pot again, or maybe just a little bit less, but I'm probably betting 60. And we still have top pair.
Okay.
I'm not really worried about anything else out there. So that's where I'm going.
I think half pot, that's not bad. Roger bet 40 here. Okay. Which I have a real problem with that bet, but he definitely needs to size up there. 40 is not nearly enough. The button calls and under the gun folds.
Okay.
So under the gun really had nothing, is what we have determined here.
Yeah, he just as I've done many a times, both in Hand of the Week and in real life with you, I wasted some money just to keep on playing for no reason.
So that gives us what, 203 in the pot now? Something like that. And the river is the jack of spades. So pretty much a complete rainbow board. You
Yep.
still got just one pair, top kicker, right?
I mean, at this point, the only thing that I can make the button on is that he's got eights in hand or fours in hand that he's still betting with me and continuing going, right? He's not waiting for a straight. He's not waiting for a flush. I mean, I guess, is that my only fear? Am I missing anything else?
I mean, a couple of the straights got there, but
8, 9. Oh,
not
yeah,
one's.
you're right.
So what? Queen 10 got
Queen
there.
10 gets there.
And what else?
7, 10
10,
gets there.
7?
Yeah.
But that's really it. Neither one of those sound. Queen 10 on the button. I still that would have been a pretty big chase on the flop. 10-7 doesn't make a lot of sense either. So
Either that or after the flop. I mean, maybe he's got another ace. You know, he's got two pair, ace 8, ace 4, something on the flop that he paired up. So
absolutely, yeah.
So it's two. So under the gun was out after that. So it's actions to me,
So
correct?
that is correct. Yep.
All right. So 203 in the pot. You know, again, I'm probably pushing. It's probably going to be at least. This is probably going to be low for you, but I'm probably somewhere in that, I don't know, 75 or 80 bet. You know, a little less than half the pot.
No, you know, I don't see a big problem with that. I like to push a little bit more than that, but in this case, I think that a small bet you could get away with and see what they do with that.
That was, believe it or not, that was actually my thought. Was like, what if, if you go small enough to where you leave room for them to come over the top, then you kind of, yeah, that was a thought.
Yeah, my only concern, and this is where what you have to weigh with things like that is you have to say, okay, if I give them room to come over the top, are they going to see that as weakness and therefore come over the top?
Yeah.
Or if I just make my normal bet and they come over the top, then I lost more money, right? So you have to kind of weigh the two options there. And the only way to get that information is to have played with them before.
True.
For some time, and we don't have that luxury. So I definitely don't have a problem with what you're doing there with a smallish bet and see what they do. Roger ends up checking, button checks, and he shows his ace king, and the button mucks.
Nice.
So he just tosses cards away. We win.
It's a good hand to win.
Later he said he had 10-8, meaning about like what you said. He flopped middle pair and didn't improve, right?
Yeah, I never improved on anything. Couldn't make a straight anything like that. So, other than coming in low, played decently well that hand.
Yeah, the turn bet is not great.
Yeah,
definitely size up there.
Okay.
If he sizes up on the turn, he probably the 8 probably folds anyway. But you're also getting out some of those draws. If they have a gut shot of some kind, then you can get them to fold out, something like that. But other than that turn bet being so small, I think they played decent. You could make a case for checking on the river. I like the small to half size pot bet better, but yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then if they end up check raising, that's where the question is: do you fold at that point? I probably do.
Yeah, you probably make them on 2 pair, or maybe like the ace 8, ace 4, something like that.
Yeah. So that's not too bad, Roger. No, congratulations.
All in all, and that's a good takedown bet. I'm sure he's well on his way to having a very good night that night.
Yeah. Yep. Roger, I appreciate you sending that in as well. And if anyone has a hand of the week that they would like Patrick and I to break down, send it to podcast@anteupmagazine.com. And we'll talk next week, Patrick.
Sounds good. Next week, Joe, I will. My backdrop will not be here in my office. I will be in sunny Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. So I will either have the ocean in my background or the intercoastal waterway as we chat.
Please have the ocean in your backdrop. I want to live vicariously through you.
That we can do. We can let everyone a little bit. So sounds good. Well, you guys have a great week, and we will chat with you then.